Thank you everybody for coming out. Today we're going to talk about a new system from Cotto called Kerlite Easy. So what is Kerlite Easy? It is the first installation system that is completely floating with zero adhesive. It is TCNA certified, and we have a 10-year warranty on this product for residential and light commercial use. Any project that requires quick, clean, simple, cost-effective installation. Think of troubleshooting areas, condos that have HOA where you have to have permits or time slots in which you can do demolition. A lot of condos in southern Florida where you can't use jackhammers anymore to tear a tile. We have the ability now with this system to go on top of the existing flooring without any need for any jackhammering or demo of the existing flooring. It's something that uses a high quality porcelain, which we'll touch on a little bit more. So it gives you a strong, durable floor with a quick and easy installation. It's three components to this system. The first component that we're going to talk about is a product called Silent Mat. And we're going to have Andy help us out with a little demo installation while we do this. So while he's rolling this out, we'll go through a step-by-step process. What Silent Mat is, it's a sound deadening mat. It's designed to reduce sound transmission by about 17 decibels. How it's done is you can come into any existing floor. For example, we have a floor down representing an existing tile floor. Maybe the customer didn't want to tear this out, they just want to refresh their look. So like Andy just did, you just simply roll this out after you check and make sure that your existing floor is flat, TCNA guidelines, 1/8 inch in 10 feet, and structurally sound. There's no cracked grout joints or anything like that, nothing's popping up. You then simply peel back this plastic layer. What's underneath that plastic is just a tacky membrane. It's not sticky, it's not designed to hold the tile down, it just keeps the tile from moving side to side. Think of a really bad Post-it note, the ones that stick on your computer, and eventually they fall off. That's what it feels like. So at this point, we're not going to do it, but you would peel back your plastic. The next phase uses a product called Carolite. Now, Carolite is from Cotto. It's 5 and 6 millimeter slabs. On these slabs, on the back, as you can see, we've adhered a mesh to the back. What this does is it gives our 6 millimeter products 3 times the breaking strength of a traditional porcelain tile. It allows for them to flex. This is the secret to this entire installation system. Without this mesh, these tiles would crack. So as we peeled that back and we set a tile down, we just installed 8 square feet of tile. So this gives us the ability to quickly do installation. And as you can see, once you set a tile down, you can walk right on top of it. So for installation, it's a lot simpler. When you look at this, we require a joint still. Now our joints need to be 1/16 or 32nd of an inch. We don't want 1/8 inch, we don't want 1/4 inch grout joints, they have to be tight. If your floor, as it should be, meeting TCNA guidelines for flatness, is flat, you won't have to worry about any lippage or anything like that. Now again, these tiles do have flex to them. So that brings us to our third component, which is a product that we use to seal the joints. It's not a grout, it's a chemically curing 100% silicone. It is vapor permeable, so it allows your floor to breathe, but it is impervious to water. He's got a caulking gun there, most effective one ever. You simply seal that joint. Now everybody asks, it's 100% silicone, that stuff's the worst stuff in the world, it's impossible to clean, it gets on everything, and yeah, you're right, it is. This one isn't that bad. So there are a few tricks to do. As you see in this picture, a zoomed in of the bead. So we want you to run your bead. You can take a mixture of 10 parts water, 1 part baby shampoo, whatever it is, dial soap, mix it up, and you simply spray it on the bead at this point before you touch it. Then you can come back and you can dress that joint. That solution of water and soap keeps the silicone from sticking to what it's not supposed to. So when I've done this, I spray my hands and wish I could spray my clothes because I get that stuff everywhere. So this product allows for the tile to flex. So you'll see on some jobs, and we've got YouTube videos where you'll see this tile actually move when people walk on it. That's what it's designed for. So this sealant allows for the high bond strength to hold these tiles together, but still allows for them to move. So you don't have to worry about expansion joints. You don't have to worry about areas where you have some movement in the floor. As long as it's doing this and not this, you're fine. We have over 140 different options in this tile series. As you can see, anything from stone to marble looks. We've got concretes, we've got metal looks. The tiles are something that have been out for almost 20 years. You can still install these tiles traditionally. So if somebody wants to have this beautiful Macchia Vecchia marble on the floor and do the same thing in their shower, you can use this same tile. You just have to install it traditionally on the wall. So it's versatile in that aspect of things. Sizing. The smallest size we have is about a 19 by 39, and you can install using this system all the way up to a 48 by 109. So the size of the tile does not matter in this installation. Now, in order to get that warranty, you're going to have to use the silent mat. Obviously, you'll have to use the Kerlite tile because that's the key to the entire system, and you have to use that filler to get the warranty. It's an actual system. The results that we've had on some projects that we have done, this is a project that was done in Pompano Beach. These are 13 by 118 inch wood planks. What happened was the customer bought a home. It had existing marble. It was very wild and they didn't like the look of it. So they were able to, without doing any demolition or any prep work really, because the floor is flat, roll this mat out and install this. They did, in total with some other slabs, they did 4,000 feet in 4 days. They had crews on it. One would set a piece of tile and the other would go that way and the other guy would go that way. So they got really good and efficient at this. It saved them about $75,000 in demolition. So time and savings in the actual demolition is huge. This is another example of a light commercial project that we did. This one's in Omaha, Nebraska. It is a wine bar. As you can see, you can put tables on top of it. They have their wine racks on top of it as well. They have booths that are on top of it. So that is an application as well. So it's really one of those products and installation systems that's going to answer a lot of issues for people who have the right application. Is it going to be perfect in every floor? Probably not. But if you meet the standards of flatness, structurally sound, it's a great application. It's a great way to save time and save money as well. Again, we talked about the 10-year warranty residentially. We talked about light commercial as well, approved. So if you have a project, you say, hey, I got this doctor's office, architect, design firm, whatever it is, you get with us and we'll ask some questions and we'll approve it or not. So it's not a hard process. Any questions? Yes. Yes. That's okay. Oh yeah, thank you.
Everything's SIM 90.
Uh-huh.
So is it graded for SIM 90, like as far as soundproofing?
So this is not going to be, I know it says soundproofing mat, it's sound deadening. So it's going to reduce sound by 17 decibels. Is it going to be an application where you can come into a condo and they have certain sound deadening rules and pass? No, it's not. But really the benefit is it reduces the sound from the second floor 17 times more than what a traditional tile installation would. So for condo complexes and things like that where they have a certain requirement, a lot of times if they have an existing flooring, they already have sound deadening underneath of it. We're going right on top of it, so we're just going to add to that. Yeah, HOAs are fun. Yeah, yep.
So my other question is uneven surfaces. Like poor installation, wide grout joints, slippage.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any kind of prep work that you have to flash the, flash some of the areas or anything like that?
Yeah, so prep work is important. I mean, it's going to make or break this system. If you have wide grout joints and they've got a big dip, obviously you wouldn't want the joint or corners to meet in that dip. It's easier just to take some floor patch and fill those joints if they're wide. What we've seen is about bigger than 1/4 of an inch. That's where you'd want to do some sort of patch just to smooth it out. If the floor is not level per TCNA guidelines, you're going to want to do some self-leveling. That project that we looked at in the wine bar, they had an issue because, it's here, right here. This is it on the left. They had concrete and they had existing carpet squares that were down before, and there was residue and whatever. Yep. So they came in and they knew they had some high spots, and so they had to grind down the concrete. Well, when we went and did the assessment and actually put a level on it, it wasn't even close to being level. So instead of grinding it down more, they just self-leveled it and met those standards. So floor prep is really important.
Does anybody else want to say anything else? Okay.
Yeah, keep going. You're good.
The installation mesh on the back. That goes into another question. I don't want to use the microphone, so I'll talk louder.
I'll repeat what you say.
The mesh on the back of the tile is your own tile too. You sell your
Correct.
own tile, so you have to purchase the tile. You
Correct.
can't use any other tile on top of your system.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, he asked about the mesh on the back and using other tiles in this application. So, like I said, the key to the entire installation is the mesh on the back of the tile. I mean, we've done tests. There's tests on YouTube's breaking strength test where we'll actually drop a 1.5 pound steel ball bearing on the tile. From 4 feet, it'll bounce on this tile. From 1 foot, it will shatter a heavily rated 9mm commercial tile. The mesh is the key to the whole thing. Now, we're one of 2 companies in the world that put a mesh on the back of their tile. Ours is theoretically baked on the back of the tile, so you don't have to worry about delaminating. Again, these tiles have been out for almost 20 years with the mesh. They were one of the first ones on the market in the large panel size. So it's proven, it's easy to work with, and that's what makes the system work. Really our thought process was how do we get these tiles more into the market? What we saw was installation was a big hurdle. Cost of installing tile, and then a lot of breakage as well, or qualified installers. But with the mesh and with these tiles in the system that we've created, we've kind of gone past a lot of those issues and made a simpler installation that's more cost effective. Yes.
Do you think about making a product, like an eco grip or a liquid membrane that you can do on other companies' tiles that would be grading instead of the mesh? Or do you install the mesh on the back of the tile?
Yes. So he asked if we could install something on the back of other tiles or making something that can be used with the system. I, as a sales rep, wouldn't want to do that because then I wouldn't sell as much of my own tile. So, right now this is a patented system that we have for our tiles. 20 years from now, could somebody invent something that you can do with other tiles? Maybe. I hope not. But we have a lot of offerings, and we have stuff that, you shouldn't have to say, oh, well, they don't have enough or they don't have the product that I need for this job. That we have tons of material that'll work.
How do you get your hands on materials that certain distributors?
Yeah, so we have at Cotto de one of our sister companies, Florida Tile, domestic manufacturer in Kentucky. We have some inventory there. We have a huge distribution network. We have really great distributors around the country that have access to Cotto de and Florida Tile. So we have samples, we have merchandising. You get with us and we can get you in touch with your local distributor, get you samplings and whatever you need. We do have a booth. It is number 3620. We do have, if you want to stop by, I encourage it. We do have some videos of it being installed. I think there's 2 videos on a loop there. We have a little demo or a little mock-up of the floor down. We do have some other products in the booth as well that you can see in slab format, so it's a pretty good representation. The Florida Tile's got a beautiful booth as well. Yes?
What does the removal of this look like?
Great question. Great question. So I tell people this is the first temporary permanent floor, right? So it can be temporary if you want, or it'll last longer than you because it's a porcelain tile. So what happens if, say, I'm making spaghetti and I got a cast iron pot and I go and grab it to and drop it, right? Cast iron's gonna break this. Like, it's not invincible. All you do is simply cut the silicone, lift up that piece, put a new piece in, silicone, and you're good to go. So repairability is huge. This mat, as long as it still has that tack, can be reused. Even if you have to cut that mat out because it's not tacky anymore and put a new mat down, you can do that and still be able to put the tile down. If you have, say, an apartment, we've ran into this where people have an apartment, they're building a home and they want to live in an apartment, or they have to live in an apartment until their home's done being built. They want new flooring because they hate the vinyl flooring in the apartment. It drives them nuts. They can do this system, and when they're ready to move, if they want, they can simply pick up the tiles and take them with them to their new house. So as far as removability, it's very, very, very simple. We've got stores that we're in talks with that every 3 years they have a redesign. So for them, it's simple to put this down. They don't have any demo. They can come in, just remove the tiles, and if they want to reuse them in one of their other stores, they can. So very easy as far as taking it up. Any other questions? Yes? It's going to vary. We'll get you in touch with, local contractor, or local dealer, local distributor. What we have seen is this is very, very comparable to a standard installation. As far as we're going to save you a couple bucks a square foot, probably, depending on your installing rate in your market, but it's not bad, right? Where this is going to be huge is demo. You're not going to have to pay to demo the floor. Time. Guys who could do maybe 500 square feet, takes them a week because they set the tile, they got to come back, they got to grout, they got to come back, they got to seal or whatever. This can be done in one day. So the silicone itself will set up in about 45 minutes. You can walk on it, so you can start to put furniture and whatever you want back onto it. Fully cured at about 24 hours. So, for that aspect of things, we're saving a lot of money in time as well.
What about, he asked a question, so you had to drill and secure something to it.
Yeah, great question. So drilling and securing something to it. These right here, those wine bars are actually drilled into the floor. So we simply drilled holes into the tile, set the tile down, then ran bolts right through them. So they're not, with this system, it's very simple because you can stand on the tile to be able to leave that tile out, measure it, pick it up, take it somewhere, drill your holes, bring it back and set it down. If you mess up and you're off or whatever, you just simply pick it up and go do another one. So it's very easy to work with in that aspect. Now with the mesh, historically, this is a very, very simple product to cut, to drill. You don't have to worry about it hairline cracking because the mesh holds everything together. So as far as workability for the installer, it's very simple to work with as well.
Are you still able to use like a score and snap cutter, or do you need to use like a tile by tile saw?
Yeah, so she asked about tools for cutting it. You can score and snap it. I've seen guys take $3 glass cutter from Home Depot and do like that, and it snaps in that shape. You can use an angle grinder with a diamond blade. If you got a big enough wet saw, you can use a wet saw. So it's fairly simple with tool usage anyway. Yes?
Service rating do you recommend?
What's that?
Service rating do you recommend?
Service rating.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Residential?
Oh, okay.
Residential.
Yes. Residential, light commercial. We did the TCNA Robinson floor testing, and we made it to halfway through light commercial, so we got a warranty, and that's why we have warranty for light commercial use. So you're not going to want to use it in an airport, car dealership, things like that. Like I said, we got a wine bar, something dentist office, doctor's office, architect firm, things like that. Dry areas only. He asked about that. Dry areas only. Now, you can use it. You're not going to use it in showers or anything like that. But if you got a bathroom, you can use it in a bathroom. It's just not something submerged or anything like that. Interior, we don't want to take it outside. Good questions. This is great. Anyone else? All right, well, thank you guys. If you have any more questions, stop by the booth. We'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.